Those of you guys who watch my feed know that whenever I come across something interesting, I like to bring it to you. And I want to talk to you today specifically about homelessness in my home state of California. California currently has 173,800 homeless people, give or take. That's roughly 30% of all the homeless in the United States, despite only having 12% of the population. And what California is doing at the moment is going to make it worse, for sure. We have these homeless problems in California despite eviction moratoriums, rental assistance, and even stimulus checks, and yet homelessness persists. Unfortunately, California seems to have this idea that being a renter is some sort of permanent state of being, and that property providers, we're not allowed to call them landlords anymore, property providers are somehow responsible for providing property for people forever despite the length of a lease. So what I want to talk to you about are no-fault evictions. What that basically means is if you are a property provider and you have rented a house to somebody and their lease is up and you want them out so that you can move back in, you may have to pay them a substantial amount of money to move out. Lease is up, nobody's breaking a lease, but you as the property provider may have to pay them to move out. All that does is make it much more complicated. It makes landlords be that much more stingy about who they're willing to rent to, that much more difficult about their requirements, and it creates it harder to rent. Also sends prices up because it's greater liability for the landlord. The other one I want to talk to you about is Assembly Bill 12, which was just signed a few weeks ago. And what it does in California is it says you can only take a 1-month deposit. That's it. You can't take even any more. Now, up till now, it's been 2 months, 3 if the property's furnished. Now, right now, that only applies to corporate owners who have more than 4 houses, but it's going to trickle its way down to individual owners as well. And in California, 56% of people own the house they live in. That's one of the lowest in the country, second only to New York. And the rest of the country, it's 65%. So we're already pushing people much more toward rentals than we are toward owning, and it's a mistake. It's a mistake that's going to make homelessness worse. Both of these bills, collecting a smaller deposit and no-fault evictions, make landlords much, much more difficult to deal with. They make the requirements much higher, and they make it harder to rent. And when you do rent, it becomes more expensive. That's going to cause more homelessness, not fix it. I'm Rich Sherman. If you have any questions or comments about this, feel free to give me a call. If you have any trouble with your mortgage or any problems you're having with real estate, give me a call. I can be reached at 661-714-1400. Thanks.